Okay. Hi. Let's get started. I need to talk about some energy that's going on right now. Um, we have a lot to talk about. Thank you. Hi, friend. It's so funny. I just opened your text message. When you was like, I need this on Apple Music. I'm gonna try to put that shit on there right now. Give me one moment. Okay. I'm coming live because I did the live on YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Girl, I be like, okay, so um the live that I did 4 days ago on the full moon. The full moon reveals what's self-inflicted. Okay. You know what? Let me wait because everybody be like, "Oh, gee, you didn't tell us you were going live." It's like, my bad. Let me give everybody a second. Hold on, hold on. I'm about to put it on Patreon. Let everybody know I'm going live. Oh my God, Patreon looks so good. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I listened to that Cash App sound one, baby, baby. Yeah, that Cash App sound live that I did 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, yeah, that one hit. That one hit real different. I wasn't expecting that because how the fuck did that happen? That's like the number one thing I just keep hearing. Like, how the fuck did that happen? I didn't see. What didn't you see? Yeah. So I'm gonna give everybody a couple minutes to get the fuck up in here. Hey girl. I posted it on Patreon. I don't know if you're on Patreon, but it's a live that I did. Right. Right. So it's a live that I did like 5 months ago. Girl, yes, I have a Patreon. I don't even be promoting that shit like that. I probably need to start. Cause like honestly, Patreon has a lot of fucking videos. Like they have access to a lot of videos that not everybody has access to. Like YouTube has access to like lives, but like Patreon has videos to has access to videos. And I haven't posted in a while, but they also have access to newsletters. Yeah, 490 um posts to be exact. Yeah, like there's a lot of content on there. Yeah. Shout out to Fran. That's my dog. But yeah, there's a lot of content on there. So, all right. I don't want to wait anymore. I want to go ahead and start talking about what I feel. So, I want you guys to understand that the full moon was basically bringing up anything that was self-inflicted. Now, the definition of self-inflicted is inflicted on oneself. Okay, something that you are putting upon yourself. And so when it brought up all these self-inflicted feelings and self-inflicted emotions and self-inflicted issues, one thing that I really want to just like put a lot of emphasis on is the reason why you self-inflicted on yourself, or like you had these energies of self-infliction, whatever. The fact that you had that, it comes from a place of where you couldn't implement boundaries. Okay? And if you can't implement boundaries, that comes from a place of you wanting to people please. And so one thing that I've been teaching people a lot lately, and I don't know if it's because I'm in my fifth house profection year, I don't know if it's because I have Virgo in placements, and also, we just had a full moon in Virgo, but I've been trying to tell people like it's about you, it's not about them. And I think that when I listened to the Cash App Sound video, it was about how selfish we've been, but we weren't being selfish out of a place of priority. We were being selfish out of a place of pity. You pity yourself for how you didn't hold boundaries with any man that you dated or with your friends. So now you're making everybody pay for their mistakes instead of just holding better boundaries, instead of having these false, unrealistic expectations. So I want to go into depth of why I kept saying about like you need to stop having unrealistic expectations of people, and you need to have better boundaries and stronger standards. That's what I said, stronger standards. And so the more you have stronger standards, the more you understand that you're going to go against the grain. The more you go against the grain, the more you understand that everything is about you. Everything's about you. Everything is about you. Okay? So keep that in mind, because that's something you're going to have to direct that every time. Every time. Everything is about you. Every version or every person that you meet. So example, let's say you meet somebody today. They don't uphold your standards. They're not on one accord. You holding boundaries with them is holding a boundary with the part of yourself that you no longer resonate with. The part of you that doesn't value your time, doesn't value yourself, doesn't value communication, that doesn't value intimacy, whatever it is, when you are holding boundaries with people, and see, this is where the energy is flipping. This is why I love the energy. Okay, let me tell you, this is why I love the energy. This is the type of energy where motherfuckers get their shit together because you're getting your shit together. It's a direct reflection. So it might start off small. You've already addressed something. Example, you've addressed something to somebody, you think they're not listening, and finally they implement. So you being overly excited about what was implemented is kind of unnecessary, because this is what you had set as a standard, right? It's not an unrealistic expectation. This is not part of a standard. So when I was telling y'all on the podcast and I was telling y'all on the live that I did a couple of days ago, and I was like, don't be too overly excited. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, and I'm not trying to kill your joy, and I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to tell you, oh, you shouldn't be happy for what's going on in your life. I'm not saying that. But when you're overexcited, that means that you put your chakras in a very overreactive energy. And there was a lot of things going on with the root chakra of being grounded. So all this energy of releasing your belief system of what made you stable, that's also gaining more of a true belief system of what you now feel stable against. It go hand in hand. So when I think about all this self-inflicted energy, I realize that the self-inflicted energy came from a placement of unrealistic expectations, and it was just a call for having better standards. So now these standards aren't necessarily cut off. These standards are really set the tone. Sometimes we try to implement these like cut off because we don't know how to communicate thoroughly. We're scared of rejection. We're scared of that it's not going to go our way. We're scared of not being things not being reciprocated. I'm here to tell you it's either going to happen or it's not. It's either going to happen or it's not. Simple. Plain and simple. It either is going to happen or it's not. So when I'm telling you guys that this energy is really knocking for you to be more of a rebellion. This is a lot of Aquarius energy. And I love that it's Aquarius energy because it's Aquarius energy mixed with like an Aries, like protection, but it's also like a Pisces, like, you know, like subconscious with a little bit of like a Virgo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, introspection. I love that type of energy. That type of energy gets me fucking going because I'm not being a rebel. I'm not rebelling against the norm of other people's standards, other people's expectations. I'm rebelling against my own, meaning that it's nothing to argue about what I feel and what's going to happen. So you're either going to get in line or you're not. It's not about you. It's about me. And having this mindset at this point in time, and we're about to go into Aries season, because what are Aries people? We're I people. Okay, remember that. I'm the biggest Aries. OG would never. Okay? We're I people. And so these I people are a reflection. Being an I person, if you are going to be an I person in this next season, Venus is in Aries, Mercury's in Aries, everything's in retrograde. If you're going to be an I person right now, let me tell you something. If you're going to be an I person, make sure what reflects in them, it go hand in hand with how you are an I person. I'm not. I don't know why I thought you were a Sag. I have Sag placements, but no, I'm not a Sag. You're not the first person that's told me that. Somebody thought I was a Taurus. I said, whoa. I mean, I see why, but no. I see why people would think I'm a Taurus or a Sag, but no. So I need everybody to get it together, okay? Because you don't really have no choice. Every person you meet, everything you go toe to toe with from now up until the end of Aries season, it's going to be your choice. So you could be presented with something and you can be overly excited about it. You could be overly joyous. You could be jumping up and down. Oh my God, I cannot believe you did that. And then you know what that shows the universe? You can, that's okay. Like, oh, that's okay. It's not that you can't be grateful, but are you trying to tell me that that's okay? Because I didn't think you were going to be okay with just that. I thought there was going to be more to it. Like, I thought you were going to have a little bit more. I thought you were going to want a little bit more. You don't want more? I'm not talking unless you're buying land, 20,000 or more. That's why I'm like, everybody keeps talking about every retrograde. Everybody want to talk about the past. If you can't tell the past to come with more, like, why are we still having these conversations about the past coming back? Huh? Are they giving you land? What are they coming with? I made a post on TikTok and I said, when you've mastered transmutation, so everything is beneficial. Everything is beneficial for me. Everything is beneficial. You know why? Because I've embodied Venus. If it ain't beneficial, it ain't working. If you're not making things easier, you're not working. Okay? Plain and simple. If it's not helping, it's hindering. The fuck are you doing? What are we doing? Okay? That's the energy. What are we doing? This doesn't work for me. Everything needs to look like an assignment. Everything needs to look like a project. We're going, I'm telling you guys now, when Jupiter, and I remember I told y'all that everybody had up until Taurus season, and I don't want to hear shit about, oh my God, I can't believe this, and I can't believe you glue up, and oh, you're just acting so Hollywood now, and oh, you think you're better than everybody, and oh, you're too good at that. Well, bitch, I am. Everybody had the same 24 hours. Everybody had the same opportunity. That's literally what this time was. This is I type of time. You clearly don't know how to utilize all your me time. That's kind of how people are going to look when we get to Taurus season. It's like, how dare you prioritize self? Right. How dare I prioritize self? You see how crazy that sounds? That's exactly what you're gonna look like if you don't start handling every situation, every person, everything like it's a reflection of you. If there's an inconsistent part of you and somebody comes to meet you with inconsistency, check that shit at the door. That's kind of the energy that I need a lot of y'all to really embody is I need you to start checking shit at the door. Mercury retro, I love that Mercury's in Aries because Aries is very direct. But with it being in retrograde, it's definitely telling you check that shit at the door. Like, make sure this shit don't happen again. Y'all know how I always be like, it's sloppy, I don't like it. That's kind of how Mercury retrograde is given. It's sloppy, I don't like it, fix it. And if you're not gonna fix it, then there's no room for you over here. This is a remember I told y'all March was a no nonsense type of month? I see that more and more every day, that March is a no nonsense type of month. When I say I ain't been letting shit ride, everybody gonna feel this motherfucking raft. Anything that you do, you gonna hear about that shit. Anything you say, you gonna hear about that shit. I said that shit. Now what's up? What we doing? Checkmate. One of the things that I see the collective struggling with, I see them struggling with being able to articulate themselves without allowing themselves to speak out of true emotion and revengeful and hate. They're not playing the game correctly. One of the things I keep telling y'all is that sometimes you don't have anything to say. And you need to tell people that I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say. That is something that a lot of people cannot stomach to say. I don't have anything to say. I haven't been teaching on my TikTok, my other, my main TikTok, because I don't really have anything to say. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to my spam account and I'm gonna talk my shit there because I actually have something to say over there. But I don't have nothing to teach. I just want to talk. I want to yap. No nonsense. Even at yourself. This is a very strict transition. Like from astrological 8 to astrological 9, it gets very strict. The entire astrological 9 year will be very strict. And the world is always like, oh, 9 is so hard and 9 is so hard and 9 is so hard. Year 9 won't be hard, but you lack the ability to thrive in discipline. Simple. You lack the ability to thrive in discipline. And it's not even a strict discipline of everybody on the same accord. This is based off you. You realize how lenient you are. You're lenient with this and you're lenient with that. Stop being so fucking lenient all the time. Stop thinking so fucking much. Half the time that people, they rebel, like rebellious energy, is because of the fact of they're thinking too hard of what somebody else is, how they're going to be perceived. You perceive me as a smartass. You perceive me as a gold digger. You perceive me as I'm better than you. I'm Hollywood. That's your business. I want y'all to think about it like this. Every time somebody has a perception of you, I want you to think about what was the reason for them actually having that perception. What did they do? What did you do? Because 9 times out of 10, you being all, if you can't think, one thing about me is that with me being so self-aware, I know if I said something wrong. I know if I did something wrong, because I will genuinely be like, I did something wrong and I need to apologize. But I don't apologize for shit that I know I didn't do wrong. So therefore, we're about to get down to the nitty gritty of why you're having that perception of me. And I promise you 9 times out of 10, it's coming based off of something you did and you got a reaction from it. Like, I've been honestly cutthroat. Like, one man was like, oh, you're just so sensitive. I said, no, you just be talking at the wrong times. Like, you want to play right now? I'm not fucking playing with you. We're working. The fuck? Clocked his tea real fast. You want to identify a perception of me based off of what you did. This is a direct reflection of what you did. This is a part of me that you are rejecting. This part that's telling you the truth, you're rejecting. A lot of people are going to reject you because you are the truth, a part of them. You are the truth. Their inability to be consistent and you call them out on it, you're the truth. Their inability to be able to communicate, you articulate yourself, you are the truth. You are the truth. The North Node in Pisces is unmarked territory. It's a new energy of spirituality. It's a new energy of the subconscious. Everybody thinking it's all this negative shit. No, how about what happens when you see the reflection of the positive versions of you? The truth. What happens when that happens? What happens? What happens? What happens? You reject it. Stop rejecting God's truth. Let me say it again. Stop rejecting God's truth. Every single time you meet somebody, you're going to find out if it's a positive or a negative. The positive is it's the truth. So many people are so triggered by so many things right now because of the fact that they're being met with the truth. You feel like you're a good person, cool. So when another good person come to you and they put their boundaries up and they speak their truth, you ain't gonna be sitting here like, oh my God, I don't even like them. How? They're being truthful. This is their truth. I set a boundary and they said, well, that was rude. I said, was I rude? Were you silenced or silenced? That's what I want to see. Hello? People gonna be met with their truth. I hate to be the one to tell you, but you're gonna be met with the truth. Honey, I've been in this energy all day and I've been trying to figure it out. Like, you know what? I don't got time for that. I'm not doing that. That's not gonna work. You have one or two options, A or B. You want to see the good parts of you. You probably are already seeing it. You just aren't being able to accept it. You know, Virgos are right now are having a hard time seeing the good in themselves. They are. Virgos are having a very hard time of seeing the good in themselves. Virgos are having it's too good to be true. Virgos are having it's too good to be true moment with themselves. Which I don't know why. Where I have Virgo in my chart, I'm definitely having that moment with myself of like, oh, that's too good to be true that I ever, would have those boundaries or I'd ever be like that. Oh, that's just too good to be true. No, it's the truth. You know, I know it's the truth because people are a direct reflect. The truth will show in actions. So you are being heard. It's not that you're not being heard. I think that's something that's going on right now. Right now, the collective has to understand that they are being heard. I don't think the collective feels heard. And the collective needs to understand that you are being heard, but your repetition is unnecessary. Mm-hmm. You know what I just hear? You know what I just heard in my head? They heard you the first time. People hear you the first time. That's why you need to be able to articulate yourself. People are going to hear you the first time. We don't have to keep going on and on and on and on, repeating yourself. They heard you the first time. What are you going to do? I think that's something that's like playing in my head right now. People heard you the first time. What are you going to do? Repetition comes from a lack of worthiness. I gotta call y'all back. Hold on. I gotta call y'all back. Hold on. I gotta call y'all back.